Hey guys, welcome back to the Omlay. I'm Megan Kieran, and today we have a very special guest. Her name is Taylor Onze. I have
Hello.
actually known Taylor for a long time. So excited to have you on the podcast, Taylor.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
Of course, of course. And your name is your title because I know you do so much. And um,
Yes.
we went to high school together for anyone
Yeah.
that doesn't know. And although we weren't very close in high school, I think afterwards we've always followed each other's journey.
Yeah.
And it's been super cool to see everything that you've been doing and going through. And I thought that you'd be a really good fit for the Omlight and a lot of the listeners to see kind of um, how you've come to the place you are now. So I think we should just dive
Yeah.
right
I
in,
think so
Taylor.
too. Yeah, I'm
Cool.
excited.
Awesome. So, Taylor, can you get into a little bit of your spiritual journey, your personal growth journey, everything that you've been to that brought you to the place you are now and kind of what you're doing?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like I feel like so much has happened. I don't even know where to begin. But I would say I feel like I've always been spiritual. I didn't like realize it at first, so to say. Um, I think I first really got into it and like understood my journey when I was in college and I started with taking like holistic healing classes. And I feel like a lot of my teachers were kind of like my spiritual guides that I didn't know that I needed. And they kind of came to me that way, which was a really, really cool experience. Um, so I got to be a part of that for like a couple of years, which really like awoken something inside me.
Yeah, that's awesome. What were these holistic healing classes like? Was this part of like the college you went to, or was it a separate
Yeah, so
thing?
they were courses at WestCon. Um I actually started school at University of Tampa and I was thinking of going to nursing, but like as I kind of went along, I feel like it just like wasn't aligning with me. So I ended up coming home and I went to WestCon and I didn't know that they had these classes, but when I discovered them, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I need to take these classes. Like this is calling me more."
Wow, that's so
So
cool.
yeah, I don't remember what the first class was exactly, but I know that one of the classes that I took was like a Reiki. They included like getting your Reiki master in it, and I was just like, what is
Wow.
this? And I just like fell in love with it. And they introduced like crystals and healing energy and just like um there was courses on like making vision boards and essential oils and like teas and just like all the things. And I was like, this is insane. I have never like heard of something like this before in my life.
Wow. I love that they actually offer this course. A lot of what
Yeah.
I'm seeing come out is this new earth energy.
Hmm.
And even if your class was 10 plus years ago, whatever it was,
Yeah.
it's just even back then you're starting to see these like modalities and different ways of healing coming into the collective, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And for it to come to you through something that is within the system is really cool because it's just showing
Right.
how things are changing.
Right. Yeah. I know. It really like, I was so interested at that point and I was like, what is
Yeah.
this? Like, it just really called me, I feel like, because I was like, going back to like the nursing side of things, I was just like, I don't know, it didn't feel right. But then this
So
felt
it's
like way
almost like
better.
healing was always going to be part of your journey, but
Yeah.
how it was going to come out was a
Right.
surprise for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. It was like a whole new world. I'm like, I love this side of things, which
Yeah.
yeah, it was.
No, absolutely. And how did things change for you after you like dabbed into this whole energetic world, especially after you got your Reiki certification?
Yeah, so I practiced for a while. I kind of after I graduated college, I think I was like a little bit lost and I'm like I don't know what I'm doing, where I'm going kind of thing. So I did fall like into the corporate world for a little bit there and I feel like that kind of pulled me back. But I
Mm,
like always knew I was like this just is not sitting right with me. It doesn't feel right. I just felt like so unaligned and I didn't really know that at the time. but like you feel the pulls, you know? So I was just like, what am I
Yeah.
doing? What do I want to do? And it like, I'm grateful for the path because it led me to where I am today. But I definitely fell off my spiritual side a little bit there. And I would say it wasn't until like a couple of years ago when I really started to come back to it. And I feel like now is like, I feel like I'm most in it right now, which has been like such a journey.
I think that's so important for people to hear because it's not something that's linear, your spiritual journey.
Right.
There are ebbs and flows, but those periods of pause are huge for integration and experimenting with different places, right? Like the corporate world. I think so many people have this experience where they were in the corporate world and left or want to leave or they feel a calling elsewhere. But it's almost like, we have to follow the path that was laid out for us sometimes. And that's
Yeah,
what we think we have to do. But then it's revealed within divine timing, right? So
absolutely.
it all comes into fruition when you need it to. Anyone out there, if you're really
Yeah.
lost, if you don't like what you're doing, if you're in the corporate world and it's not for you, um, keep listening because
Yeah.
we're gonna really dive into what happened after because I know, but I want everyone else to hear also.
Yeah.
Um, what made you leave the corporate world? What was that final decision when you
Um,
were like,
so
I'm
I
done?
actually had gotten laid off and I was just like,
Mm,
whoa, like what? Like my whole life was kind of like, okay, like I have steady income, things were going good. I wasn't necessarily the happiest, but
mm,
when I kind of realized like we're just a little bit like disposable and can be replaced at any time, or it's just like
mm.
it's not like guaranteed, I was kind of like, I don't like not being in control at that point, kind of.
Yeah.
And this was also happening during, it was like right before COVID.
Okay.
So that happened, and then COVID happened, and I was just like, the timing was great because I was like, oh, I have all of this time now where I technically don't really need to have like a full-time job because the whole world was shut down, And that's kind of when I started my jewelry business, not intentionally.
Mm,
But I was still really into like crystals at that point. And I think one day I just like started playing around with them and I was just like, oh, like I could turn this into like a necklace, no problem. And I started like wire wrapping crystals and wearing them. And I remember one of my friends being like, oh, like that's really cool. Like I want one. And I was like, okay, like I'll make you one.
wow.
And I started just like making jewelry. And then I was like, oh, maybe I can do something with this. And I just started an Instagram page for fun, not like expecting it to go anywhere. And at that point, I was kind of like, oh, maybe I could make something of this, like just following
Yeah.
my polls kind of thing. And that is pretty much where I started my business. And it wasn't always like a easy thing. And I didn't like necessarily know that it was going to be my full-time job. I can't remember. Yeah, I had a job after that and I was just I don't know, at that point I was like
Like
both
dabbling.
yeah, yeah, both sides before I finally made it to the point where I was like,
Mm.
okay, like I can do this as a full-time thing. It took me a while to get there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting though how the universe kind of kicked you into this without you
Yeah,
really even trying, right? It's like, okay,
right.
like the job's gone, okay, the world's shut down, what do I do next? And then what kept popping up are the crystals. Can you dive more into crystals and kind of how important they are, how healing they are, for anyone that's not familiar that much with crystals?
Yeah, I mean, I'm no expert on them. I just like to experiment and dabble kind of with myself, in the energy that like I can feel with them. Like even now, I'll just sit with like a crystal and I'll just kind of hold it like in my hands and just see what energy I feel and what comes to me. And it's just like a really cool, like fun thing to experiment and experience with. There's so many different types of crystals out there, and they all have different properties and healing energies. And they always say like if a crystal breaks or you lose it like that, it
Mm.
served its purpose in your life, which I always thought was so cool because it has happened to me before.
Yeah, me too. And that makes a lot of
Crazy.
sense. Yeah, there's and I resonate with the different like frequencies and energies that crystals hold. Like there was this one time I was wearing this tiger's eye necklace when I worked in my
Mhm.
corporate job and like it just like I felt like I was like gonna throw up after a while. I'm like, why is
Oh
this
my
making
God.
me so nauseous? And then it eventually broke and it was like, okay, this
Yeah.
this stone is no longer for me, right? Like the tiger's eye
Yep.
energy may have been too intense for me in that moment, or it just served what it
Yeah.
needed to.
Yeah.
And I like that, you know, crystals in general are working with earth energy. And right
Yes.
now, a lot of us need that because there is
Yes.
so much happening on the planet and we're in our mind all over the place, especially as we take in information and consume things on social media, which we're
Yep.
on a lot, or just anything on our phone, the news. And so I think right now, especially crystals are serving a huge purpose in the collective to ground people,
Yeah.
to bring them back to center, to, you know, do whatever they need to do with the crystals to align themselves.
Right. Yeah. A lot of healing energy that comes from them,
Yeah,
which is
definitely.
cool.
And have you like seen an increase in people being interested in this sort of stuff over the past however many years you've done this? Maybe like since COVID over the past 6 years?
Yeah, I definitely feel like it has like been given more attention, I guess. Like I feel like I see them
Mm.
everywhere now, which is really cool. Um, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I sometimes find myself getting like overwhelmed by it a little bit because I'm like, there's just so much to know about them. But
Yeah.
I like have my like collection of them that I've kept with me for a while. And I just, every now and then I'll go back to them and be like, what energy is it giving me today, you know?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I've been following you for a while. And for anyone else that knows you and has, I'm sure they can see this huge like transformation you've gone through, even
Yeah,
from a distance, just online, everything you've posted. You've gone through
yeah,
such a big journey, especially over the past couple of years. Like you said, like you've
yeah,
really come out and you've been sharing a lot of what you've been going through.
yep.
After you started the business and then eventually it turned into your full-time thing. How has your life changed and how has your personal growth journey been? Because I know that's a lot of what you are beginning to talk about. So I'd love to hear more
Yeah,
about that as well.
absolutely. Yeah, I think I got to a point where I was just resisting myself a little bit, and I wasn't necessarily aware of it. And I feel like once I finally like followed my desires and like started trusting myself and I was like, okay, this is what I want. Like, why am I doing all of these other things that are basically just like outside noise and distractions and taking me away from what I really want to do, which was giving my full energy to like myself and my business. Like I said, I picked up another job and it was fun and cool at first and it opened up so many opportunities and doors for me. But once I got to a certain point where it like started to drain me, I like wasn't
Mm,
listening to my body, which I think is so, so important. Like listening to your body and just trusting yourself. And it wasn't until then that I was like, okay, if I just continue to trust myself a little bit more, like I'll get to where I really want to be going. And it was a hard like concept to grasp, I guess, just like not being aware of it, you know?
yeah, and I love how you say tapping into your body and really listening to your body.
Yeah.
Um, what are like the signals that you got, like that you were like, I can't do this anymore? Where was that final pull that was like, you really have to just do this full time?
I mean, it took me a while. I feel like it all aligned. Like I was also in a relationship where it like got to the point where I was just like was starting to feel unhappy and I was
Mm.
just like seeking so many outside answers, but I felt like no one could really like give me the answer until I really like stopped and like sat with myself and I was like, what is it do I actually want, you know? It took me a lot to get there. Like
Wow.
I like did therapy and like all the things and like a lot of meditation and healing and stuff. But my therapist, she was like holistic therapist. She helped me so much. Like I just remember going in there and we would meditate and she'd be like, "What do you feel?" Like start paying attention to your senses, like start just like sitting alone with your own thoughts, start journaling, like figure out what it is that makes you happy and like what it is that you want. And we would work a lot with like my anxiety,
Mm,
which I feel like I have completely gotten rid of now, which I'm so, I mean, maybe not like 100%, but like it's pretty much gone. And I feel like those fears were things that were holding me back a lot. So yeah, just I think the biggest thing is just sitting with yourself and getting to know yourself. Like I feel like I was at a point where I was just like all over the place, kind of not listening to myself at all. And that's when I felt like that just like unhappiness and like frustration and confusion and fear. Like once I let go of all of that, I was just like, okay, now I can start aligning with my desires.
wow. That is so powerful. Your journey to let go of a lot of the things that people are
Yeah.
experiencing right now, especially the anxiety, right?
Yeah.
And it's like until you really sit with yourself, for a lot of
Mhm.
people, that's the way you kind of have to go in order to
Yeah.
release these things. You have to look at yourself. And I think it's interesting, like after college, when a lot of people enter the corporate world or things
Yeah.
like that, we're getting to know a lot of people on the outside. We're giving our power away to the external world. And when we
Right.
when we finally have that breaking point where we're like, wait, I'm actually not happy doing the things that I thought I should be doing,
Yep.
it forces you to look within. And that is
Right.
that's when the breakthroughs happen, right? Like for
Right.
you, you were able to seek other things in the external world once you looked within, right? And
Right.
then everything began to fall into
Exactly.
place.
Exactly. Yeah. And then I ended up leaving my job and I was just like, okay, I'm at the point now where I'm like, I'm going to give my business my full energy because that's what makes me happy. And like, I
Mm,
can make money doing that. Like, I don't need to do something that makes me miserable. I can do something that makes me happy and still make money that way, which I mean, it's a journey for sure, but
hmm.
you just start to realize like it's possible.
Yeah, and I think it's just being consistent because like you keep
Yeah.
saying, it's a journey, it's a journey. So
Mhm.
if you want to make a change, yeah, in the quantum field, you can say,
Yeah.
I'm going to do this. It instantly happens. You have to bring yourself there, right through time and
Right.
space. And
It's so hard.
that's the hard part because it's really the action part that I think people are missing in spirituality. You have
Yeah.
to
Yes.
you can yes, you can manifest. Yes, you can say I'm going to do this, but until you take action, you're not
Right.
really going to see the physical results. And that's hard to hear because it's literally
Yeah.
like exercising. Like you physically have to do it. You physically have to do
Right.
something. For you, perhaps it was physically sitting down, meditating, working with someone.
Yeah.
And for other people, maybe sitting with themselves isn't actually sitting with themselves, it's going on a walk outside, right? Or
Right. Yes.
painting or whatever mindfulness activity that turns them inward
Yes.
so they can hear their own thoughts again.
Yes. Getting into your flow state.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And once you tap into that flow state, like, I mean, I'm sure people can feel your energy if they're listening or watching, like through here, right? Like, it's
Yeah.
just, there's no more attachments to anything
Right.
outside of yourself. Yeah.
Right. Feels so good.
No, I love that. And it's inspiring because you can do it. Anyone can do it. And
Yes. Yep.
um it's just, I think the biggest lesson is that it's not a linear journey.
Right.
So you go back and forth
Agreed.
sometimes in order to regulate yourself. And
Yeah.
if you push yourself too fast, you may crash and burn.
Right.
So it really is all about divine timing here.
Yes, I know. I'm starting to understand that as well. Like sometimes I'll find myself like wanting something so badly and I'm just
Hmm.
like, okay, but I need to relax because maybe it's not time for that yet. Like I just need to I'm learning right now to just be so present and allow things. I'm trying to teach myself to be more open to receive and like allow things as they come, which
Hmm.
has been like a challenge for me. Um, but it's just about trusting in the divine timing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's
I
all
think
gonna work out as it should.
it absolutely is. But like that's another nugget you just dropped. You have to be open to receive. A lot
Yeah.
of people, like for me, I was a people pleaser for like
Hmm.
ever.
Me too.
And like I love giving, I love making people feel good. And
Yep.
like, but like this stemmed from when my parents got divorced when I was 5. Like I tried to just make everyone happy, keep the peace.
Yep.
And I'm like, this is not who I truly am. I'm not here to just give myself to everyone else. It's time
Right.
for me to start giving back to myself. So
Right.
it's just so interesting how when you flip the script, things actually do come into your life that
Yeah.
you deserve. And a lot
Right.
of people out there, I think, are also people pleasers, which is not a bad thing, but it's like
Right.
we got it. We have to flip the script because everything
Yeah.
is a little bit inverted. So giving so much isn't going to make you receive necessarily. So
Right.
I think
Right.
it's just like you said, intentionally like opening yourself up to receive from the universe.
Yeah.
And
And it may
you
not
know,
always like look how you envisioned it to look, but you just have to be open to it. Like that's what I'm learning right now.
yes. Oh my gosh. You're amen to that because there's nothing that I think came into my life the way I thought it would.
Yeah,
Like
I agree.
nothing.
I
Like
agree.
and it's like major things like husband, kids, none of that came into my life the way I wanted it to, thought it would. It
Right.
happened when I least expected it.
Right.
And when I finally let go and was like I and it's
Exactly.
almost like at that time where you give up, you let go, you're like,
Yeah.
all right, universe, I'm ready to receive. Then you receive it.
Yes. Yep. 100%.
So I love that. I want to hear what you're doing now, like how this whole journey brought you to this place where you are, this version of yourself that you've been manifesting for a while, it seems like.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I feel like I was like not forced, but like it just happened the way it was supposed to happen. I was at a point where I left my relationship. I was living with my best friend, and then she met her now fiance and moved. And I was like, well, what am I going to do now? And I was like, I can stay in Connecticut or I can move. And I decided to move with I'm with my parents now, which has been amazing. It's like you leave them, then you come back, and it's a whole like new relationship and it's so fun.
Yeah.
But it really gave me the opportunity to like not be in fight or flight anymore. I feel like I can
Mhm.
have been relaxing so much and just like really being able to focus on myself and what I want. And it has just given me the time to like really, really sit with myself and be like, okay, what path do I want to take now? Like, I feel like it's just been such a good opportunity to not have like so much pressure or stress, I guess is what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say. And that's been amazing.
Yeah, that
Been
is
so good.
amazing.
Yeah.
What has that opened up for you now that you're working on yourself, working for yourself,
Yeah,
you know?
I've been able to really just like get back into what I've kind of always envisioned for myself, which is just like a healthy body and also like traveling. I've been able to travel so much, which has been so nice and just like grow my business in different ways that I had ever like even imagined. Like now I'm just doing pop-ups like all across the country, it feels like, which is so cool because I
Wow.
get to travel and work and it's for myself, which has just been the coolest thing like I could ever ask for, you know?
That's a dream for so many
Right?
people, but it's
Yeah.
attainable.
Right, exactly. And I never thought it would look like this. But again, like I was just open to receive and like just like being with myself and meditating and like asking myself what I really want, which was to
Mm.
travel and own my own business. And now I can like combine the two, which has been amazing.
It's so cool to hear your journey of actually, finding what you needed to do in life, what you were meant to do in life, and how it
Right.
came full circle, right?
Right.
How you had to go through this whole journey.
Yeah.
And it was perfectly divinely timed on how it was supposed to work out. And now you're
Yeah.
here doing something that is so amazing. And
Yeah.
it's part of this new earth energy that I talk a lot about because it's
Yeah.
like reinvesting in yourself and creating something for people that in a whole new way. That's really
Yeah.
important. That's healing. That makes people feel good. Can you tell me
Yeah.
a little bit more about your business, and where people can find you, kind of like where you do pop-ups? If you have any upcoming
Yeah.
pop-ups, let us know.
Yeah. So, okay. I have my jewelry business. I do permanent jewelry and I have regular jewelry. I don't do too much of like crystals as I used to. It's now more like gold, like trendy jewelry, but like gold filled, so it's long lasting, not like plated or anything. And it's just like my intention is just for people to like be able to have affordable jewelry that they can wear all the time and just like be a
Mm.
reminder to like love themselves and treat themselves and just like that little bracelet that you wear every day and like look at and it's like, okay, this is my commitment to myself to just like remember to treat myself and honor myself all the time. That's like kind of how I want my intention to be. And as far as pop-ups and stuff, I have been popping up in South Carolina. That's where I'm mainly at right now. I go back home to Connecticut. I'm in Virginia, North Carolina. I'm trying to plan some in New York City, which would be cool.
Ooh, yeah, let me know.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and then I obviously have my online website, which people could shop. I just like want it to be accessible wherever anybody may like want it or need it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I'm gonna link your website below for your jewelry business. Besides
Okay,
that, is
thank
there any
you.
other things you have going on?
I've been doing a lot. I've always done social media. I
Hmm.
feel like now I am really able to like narrow in on what I want that to look like. I feel like I've always been all over the place a little bit, and now I'm like, okay, like I want my social media to be like my lifestyle content, but also like motivating and inspiring for others. So I've been really
Hmm.
trying to like hone in on that and just like helping other people grow their businesses and like just giving social media growth tips and advice and like social media audits. I've been focusing a lot on that. So I have like my Patreon, which I post a lot of stuff on every single week. And then I also have a Square booking system where if someone wanted to book a call and like have me look at their social media, that's something I've been really trying to
Oh,
narrow in
cool.
on as well. Yeah. So
Awesome.
just whatever calls me, that's what I've been doing.
I love it. So we'll put all the links to your jewelry
Yeah.
business as well as your personal brand and page
Mhm.
because people may want to check that out too.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
For everything that you're moving into and going through and um you're very open about sharing what you've been going through online, which I
Yeah.
like because you have to be
Hmm.
transparent nowadays to know like the full story of
Yeah,
things and
absolutely.
that shift is hopefully happening more on social media because it's not all rainbows and butterflies, but when you go through
Right.
something and share the nuggets of knowledge you've learned from it, that's
Right.
so much more important. So anyone
Yeah.
listening, follow Taylor.
Yeah.
Everything will be linked below. But Taylor, thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you
on.
so
This
much for
was
having
so
me.
fun, so
I
inspiring.
know. This was a great conversation. Thank you for having me. I'm so glad that we were able to do this.
I know, of course. Okay, listeners, thank you so much. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Namaste.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Omlay. I'm Megan Kieran, and today we have a very special guest. Her name is Taylor Onze. I have
I hope you
actually
enjoyed
known
this
Taylor for a long
episode.
time. So
Please check out
excited
my
to have you
socials
on the
at the
podcast,
Only
Taylor.
on
Yeah, thank you for
Instagram,
having me. Excited to be
TikTok,
here.
Of
YouTube, and
course, of
Spotify.
course.
You can
And
also
your
find
name
me
is your
at
title because I know you do so
theomlight.com.
much. And
Sessions are now
uh,
open and
we went
available.
to high school
One-on-one sessions are
together for
super helpful
anyone
for
that doesn't
anything you may
know.
be
And
going through in your life
although we
to
weren't
help
very
you
close in
feel
high
more
school, I think
aligned and
afterwards we've
clear.
always